Java runtime environment, right? So let's say this is our Java's house, right? I have seen JDK here inside my directory structure, and I have seen JRE also there, right? So where JRE is used and where JDK is used, any idea to you?
No.
Okay. So when I say JDK development kit, so does it give any impression to you what is development kit? That means when we see development, then that
When we're
belongs to some.
developing the program, when we're creating the
Yeah,
program.
yeah, yeah. This should be used by the developer community itself. Now, why these two things were introduced by Java? See, as of today, if I say millions, even billions of devices uses Java as of today. Almost lot of devices, electronics devices, and lot of devices as of today are using Java. I mean, or in other words, I can say Java is installed over there. But if I talk about Java, when I install Java as a developer, what is take? Let's say I install Java 8 or so. It takes around more than 400 MB space, right?
Okay.
So why so much space? Two things is it provide to me. One thing is JRE, the runtime environment through which we I can run my Java program, plus the development module, or other words libraries, which is helpful for us to develop any Java program. If I show you these programs, there are a lot of maroon color things you can see: public, class, static, void, this system, out. Where this coming from? Those are already written by someone else, the program writer, right?
Right.
Whosoever has invented the Java. In our case it was James Gosling. I'll come to that later on, those things,
Okay.
the theoretical things. So what I was saying, that these things were, these are all the libraries. So what we have at higher level, the runtime environment, or whatever the things which are useful for a developer, that are though all those things are part of my JDK, right? So that's why this is 400 MB. But if I talk about JRE, and the name suggests, just a runtime environment, just to run any program. So this is not more than 10 to 20 MB. So whenever on any production shift program, or any devices, let's say the washing machine or anywhere, if anybody installs Java, what get installed? The JRE get installed over there, so that it should, they don't need to develop any program right over there. I mean, as a consumer, I'm purchasing smart TV. I don't need any Java development kit as an installed with my smart TV, right? I just need a runtime environment which can run the Java related stuff, whatever the program is written inside it, that can run written for me. So what it will do, whatever the devices we purchase or Java get installed, all those devices would have JRE only, not JDK. While JDK have everything, the development environment plus runtime environment. So if I write in a mathematical way the same things, what I can write like this: JDK equal to JRE plus libraries, right? Some other libraries. So these libraries are used by developer, and this is runtime environment for all the devices. So far so good. Any
So far, so
problem?
no problem.
Right? It's very
Right.
simple thing. So that's why now whenever you will see in a installed Java directory inside JDK, you will also find JRE. While at the same place JRE is also exist, or in other words, I can say this is my house, Here you will see JDK and JRE, and inside JDK also there would be JRE. Whenever we install, that comes in that fashion. So you can see that right now I have 1.8.0211. So JRE is also here and JDK also here. If I go inside, again JRE is here, it's related, JRE is here. So it's by default Java gives in such a way. If now come to the other part, the two friends which we were discussing, that I was saying I'll introduce with those two friends where they resides in Java program. So this is our first friend. See this exe file, this is our compiler. Can you see
I
this?
see. Yes.
Right. And second one is, this is our second friend, interpreter, which are, and there are a lot of many things which we gonna discuss later on, the J console and J visual VM and lot more things as and when we would require. But for now, for today, just understand, we need to run any initial level Java program, two friends are required, and where they reside, wherever we install the Java program, inside program file Java JDK and inside bin, these two friends are available to run my program over here. So far so good, or any
So far,
problem?
no, no.
All right,
So
so
I
let,
see I see
yeah.
you're using a lot of diagrams and pictures and drawings. I like that.
Mhm.
Do you,
Yeah, that's
if
why
I,
that
if
makes
I,
the understanding far more easier.
no, no, I appreciate that. Thank you. So will you do this? Let's say if I continue with you, will you do this for throughout the
100%,
sessions? Like
110%.
even
I
when
have
you go
taught
to
a
maybe
lot of
those
students.
concepts, the for loops and things like that, you're going to draw?
Definitely, not only the diagram, I'll show you step by debugging. So the picture would be crystal clear to you. Initially, I
Okay.
was in the doubt that you are not from the computer background or you haven't heard about. I was not sure even you were aware about the RAM, hard disk, or those things also.
No, no, those I
So,
understand. But
so
go,
now I'm yeah,
give
go
me
on.
some clarity, not now, maybe later, on like heap memory, how Java is being stored in the hard disk.
100% by I can say you, once you the our 7 or 8 or 9 classes completed, you would have very good understanding of heap memory, stack memory, and I'll show you every single detail by the diagram, step by step. When we will run through every program, I'll show you by the diagram what's going on to this heap memory, what's happening over there, how the memory is allocated, what things reside into the stack, and everything. So don't worry about that. My way of teaching would be, from the today to my last lecture, would remain in the similar way. I tell
Okay.
the story if the things get not clear, and I can explain in 10 different way the same things if any concept does not get clear to anyone. Right,
Okay.
that is why I can showcase my experience, or you can see the difference between novice and experienced developer, right, or experienced person. All right,
Okay.
so that's why I'm using those tools. Whether it's I'm using the GoToMeeting so that it's provide me the drawing tool, and even during the executing the program into the Eclipse IDE also, I mean, draw a lot of diagram over there also, so that
Okay.
things would get clear to you. Because right now I have written only single line of code, which or 2 3 line of code, which does not make much sense. But as and when we will be writing lot of things, I will certainly I mean, and even wherever you see the scope of improvement, that okay, tell me in that way, or this way would be far more better. Okay, I come back. You there,
Yes, sir.
Hussein?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
all
here.
right. Okay, we can proceed now. So what I was saying, that the two dear friends which are really helpful, I have shown you over here, right? That
Right.
was the 1 second. It was compiler, and this was interpreter. And of course, the our all classes, I will send you the recording, video recording as well, so you can see those things n number of time later on also.
Okay.
Okay, so these two things are over here with respect to the Java and Java-C. Now let me quickly make one more program for you on the IDE, and I'll show you why I'm writing those things over here. Let's say I write class and I write nobody, whatever. And let me quickly copy and paste this line from here. And my first trial program. So do you know the program name? I mean, the source code name should be the name of the class name itself in Java,
Yes.
right?
Right.
I'll tell you later on. So that's why you can compare over here, hello buddy and hello buddy, right?
All right.
So just okay. So let me save somewhere. Let's say okay, here all itself. Let me save it in the sample D drive samples folder. Okay, I write this program. All right, now I'll go to the command prompt. I'm not using any ID from the notepad itself. I'll run this program. So what I'll do, I'll go to the D drive sample and let me delete those unwanted things here. So if we want to open that particular things into the command prompt, we can go over there and we can directly print cmd command here, and we would be onto the same locations d sample, right? Any
Right.
confusion in that? I
No.
just hit
No.
the cmd there, and this is pretty much simple stuff. You might do it day in day out. So
Yes.
what we do here, see, when we write this program, there is no scope to show you the compiler and the interpreter, but here using whenever we type any program to the command prompt, and so there are the scope to show those particular things. So whenever we are done with our source code and we know our source code is d colon slash sample, what I say to my dear friend Java C, which is compiler, that please run this program for me. Now I hit the enter button, and what it will do, as I said, it will convert this source code into the bytecode. So let's go out there and check it out. And I said that bytecode would be into the
Dot
dot
class.
class file. So that dot class file has been generated for us, right?
Right.
So this is interpreter, this is input for the interpreter or Java command. This would be the input. If I open this file, we cannot understand it. It is written by Java. If I open it, see there, okay, no, this class. So this is not for us. We can't understand this file, right?
All right.
So but the interpreter can understand it very well. That's why that is also a software, that is the work of the interpreter. So what we gonna do now, one more thing before we move on here. So I was saying the compiler's responsibility is not only to compile that program, but if I make some mistake, say for an example, do you know Java is really case sensitive language, the small
Yes, sir.
case, and right?
Mm-hmm.
So intentionally, let's say I write the small case. I'll go through all the rules in detail later on, just for the sake of writing. So I intentionally make some mistake in this program right now, and I recompile that. Let me delete that dot class file so that you don't get confused. right? It's 1703 time right now here. So if I compile, now compiler has started its work. You can see there is no dot class file get generated
No.
in my folder structure in sample, right? It was saying that some error. We will come to the error handling part. What is it later on when I'll discuss the error handling stuff. But for now, just understand this, that compiler is not satisfied. He is saying that, hey, you have breached some rule, whatever the rule taught to me by Java library, that okay, the system class S should be in the capital case, but you did not honor that rule, so I'm not going to create a dot class file for you. So you have to rectify your program before you proceed, or in other words, the I will not generate bytecode for you until unless you do not rectify your program. And it's so much beautiful, the error handling part. It will show you the line also, that okay, colon 4, this is the line where it shows that check out this line number and you will find some problem. This line number 4, right? The arrow mark I have done, right? It gives us the line number as well over here, that okay, go to the line number 4 and you made some mistake over here, and line also. So if I go here and see, okay, yeah, this one is my line number 4, right? Where it has started complaining, because it is necessary. Let's say I have 1,000 of line of code, how could I know that where I made a mistake? So over here it is showing the line as well, that where I made the mistake, right? So
Right.
now we can easily rectify this, that what should be required to do the necessary action. So I make the system class in capital case one more time and will execute this program one more time, and then the dot class file will get generated. So dot class file get again generated. So now what we have done, we have compiled our program through the source code by providing the source code to the compiler as of now, right?
Right.
Now interpreter comes into the picture, Java. So interpreter, we know java.exe, so I just write Java. And what interpreter needs? Only this part, hello.buddy. And we don't need to write dot class behind it. It automatically takes the dot class. So if you will write the dot class, the program will not get executed. So if I run over here, the interpreter will execute this program, my first trial program, whatever we have written in the statement, that would get executed for me. So so far so good what I have done. The reason I have write this program to show you over here, that okay, behind the scene what happens when that compiler and interpreter comes into the picture, because generally normally in IDE we don't see those particular things
Right.
at the time of writing those programs, right? So
Right.
these two, and all those things are integrated behind the scene in the IDE itself, so we don't have to bother much about those things. So sometimes there are some the confusion remains to an individual, that's what's going on, and when Java compiler came into the picture and when interpreter came into the picture. Okay, so we tried one sample program on the IDE. We tried one sample program using the Notepad++. We come to know that okay, there is a Java compiler, there is a Java interpreter. What is the concept of what we call Vora, write once, run any number of time, and such type of concept so far, right?
Right.
And now what is a program, about. I don't think that I have to explain you what is the program, right? The
No.
program is the sequence of statement, whatever the sequence we write, I mean the sequential statement, and the line by line is it execute the instructions our compiler would read, and that will perform whatever the outcome is expected from the compiler. Okay, so shall I move on from here?
Please. No. Continue.
Okay, all right. Now, okay, let's make some sensible program. All right, we will do a lot of programming itself rather than theory. So That would be far more good way to understand. So what I'll do, I'll create a package day one here. Now I coined one more term here. See here, create a new package. Let me show you here. It says create a new package, and I'm giving the package name day one. So my next question for you, what is package? Do you know what is package in Java?
Yeah, package contains multiple classes, right?
Right. So why do we create package in Java? What is the need? Anywhere, not only Java. Why do we need packages? Any reason?
I guess to group the similar programs.
That's right. See, okay. So package is required, say for an example, let me give one example. I'm working on university management project, all right? And this university management might have a lot of module or packages, right? Let's say library management, let's say faculty management, let's say department, and so on. There could be a lot of things. We can say them a packages. Let's say it's a P1, P2, let's say P3, right? Now, won't it be a good idea that library related classes should fall into the library itself, right? So what's
Right.
gonna happen in library? I'll write lib c1. I'm just writing this dot java, and let's say lib c2 dot java. That should reside over here. For the faculty, let's say fac c1 dot java and fac c2.java. So one thing is, as you said, that to put the similar nature things or similar category things at one place. So that is the best way to create a package. And over here, dep c1.java. But there is one more reason behind that also. I'm coming to that now. And c2.java. What if I would not have created a library and let's say one of my class name is utility.java, and there might be a chance that utility of Java exists over here also and here also. Then if I did not have a package defined, different package defined over here, then how come my compiler know that which utility Java I would like to use for my project, right?
Okay.
Because this one, this one, this one, all these are duplicate, correct?
Right.
If I would not have the packages defined, then what way I would have write here. This one is LC1 over here, LC2 goes here, faculty goes here, fac2 goes here, department goes here, department 2 goes here. But utility, we cannot in single space, we cannot define utility same class multiple time over here, only single time.
All right.
And the compiler get confused that, hey, what you want to execute, this one or this one, I have no clue. So over there package comes into the rescue. That package says, yes, you can keep the logical thing inside me, I will, that would be far better programming style. And second thing, if you have the duplicate classes inside any module or any package, I will rescue over there also to you. I'll help you out that, okay, this package, library package related utility class you want to use. So you have to define over there that, okay, I'm going to use library dot utility class. I'm going to use faculty dot a utility class. I'm going to use department.utility class. That is why package is super important. And two things which are required in Java or any other programming language which makes necessary to create any package in the programming language.